What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe show, the home of Epic Conversations. I'm the host of Epic Conversations and 20 award winner in the innovation category given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. And also, I am the host and co-producer of monthly live online conversations for fathers that are sponsored by Dad Central, Canada's national fatherhood organization, and Dove Men Care. And always, you are blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. We have another new friend on the Dr. Vibe show tonight. Yes! Another,
Yay!
yes! Natalie Camille is a prolific entertainer and a triple threat in the areas. Well, I can't get out of my chair and dance because you wouldn't see my face and you don't want to see any acting and singing, and has performed in various capacities since the age of 10. In April 2009 and June 2010, she was a dancer and co-choreographer in Excusia Media Group's inspirational play, Ultimate Sacrifice. Is that with Cheryl?
Yes, Cheryl Nelmar.
Yes, okay. In 2018, she co-hosted the Toronto International Nollywood Film Festival award show, and currently she stars as Wingy in the 2019 Marsha Brown Productions comedic stage play Deception. In 2020, she will be in the stage play Imperfect Love. Her comedic antics can be enjoyed on YouTube and Instagram under the tag @one Natalie Camille. Welcome for the first time and not the last time, and also one of the stars of the upcoming comedy show this Friday, May 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, the Laugh Along Comedy Weekend show. And there are, well, I know earlier today there were a few free tickets left. Not sure if there are or not, but even if they're not, you can still purchase a donation ticket for any amount you choose. Because I have a feeling by the end of this conversation, the free one's going to be gone. It's going to be done. It's going to be done.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
You know, so it's free. If you didn't pick one up, it's not my fault. Welcome to Kinte Ferguson from the LA area, and also welcome to Luke, great supporter from the Windsor area, and also Lady Day, one of the performers coming up this Friday. And Miss Natalie, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm doing fantabulous. Trying to be positive during this self-isolation.
How you handling the self-isolation? Okay, next subject.
Yeah, as good as a single woman can. I can say that.
Oh boy. This is already going to be fun already. I did it. Okay. Yes, and if Lady Day, oh my goodness, I'm already shaking my head this Sunday night because something tells me single women is going to be part of the conversation. Okay,
ladies, we're going to talk. I'll just go.
All right, I'm going to escape and let's find out a little bit about young Natalie, because if I go down that hole, I ain't going to be able to dig myself up. So let me exit stage left. Share about some of the young Natalie with our audience.
Young Natalie?
Yes. You're still young. Well, see, that's another thing. I don't like talk age with women. So that's it.
You mean my childhood, my bringing up?
Yes, I like that, childhood. Thank you for escaping me. I appreciate you. Love you.
Yes. The politically correct way of question. Well, I was born in Toronto, and 6 months after I was born, my mom moved to Kitchener.
Oh.
And so Kitchener, Ontario. I know, so random, eh?
Oh, wow.
Random. Yeah, moved to Kitchener, lived there for 8 years. It was different. It was fun. It was impressionable. I lived closer to, I don't know if you know Highway 8, Fairview Mall. Like
I know that area because my brother and his family live in Woodstock.
Okay.
So I know that and they move out there when it was country. In no country no more.
Right. It's built up that side there, you know, when there was no lights on 401. And
yes.
Driving like this
yes.
on the 401, you know, trying to see because it's so dark.
Yes, and sometimes when I was driving at night, I got a little wary when police would. No, that's another conversation. Okay, all right.
Maybe I should be asking you questions.
No. I'm clean, man. But no, I'm good. I'm good. I don't know what poles are. Only pole vault, not poles. All right.
Confession is good for the soul. That's what my mom.
Oh my gosh.
Confession is good for the soul.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. Can I move over on the pew and come sit
I
beside you
know.
in the pew?
Oh God, but yeah, I lived in Kitchener until I was 8, and that time my mom's a single mom, three
Okay.
girls, and at times I was, my grandmother helped, my aunt helped, to raise us, but my mom did everything by herself, mother, father, everything, and
Wow.
8 years old we moved to Mississauga, and I lived in Mississauga until 2018, from 84 till 2018, and love Mississauga. Now I'm in
Love the West Coast.
yeah,
Love the West. So for
the west
so
side.
people are watching or listening who are outside of Toronto, well, Kitchener is about what was it, hour and a half drive from Toronto?
Yeah, our really.
Hour. Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Mississauga's the western part of the greater Toronto area. So just giving some geography for the
Yeah,
to the foreigners,
yeah.
right?
Mississauga is like just outside, and we live like border Mississauga, Toronto. You
Okay.
know, and that was, and then we moved out towards Oakville, so that was more towards Bush, back over. Yeah, so it's like further away from Toronto. It's still in Mississauga. And growing up, I grew up in a Christian home, always going to church, always serving in ministry. And I always knew that I wanted to do entertainment. I wanted to dance. I wanted to sing. And growing up, everybody watch Michael Jackson,
Right.
and that was my music teacher online, or watching him. I learned certain things, VCR tape. We record, my
Yes.
sisters would record the videos, and we would slow it down, say, what move did he do there? How did he do it? So Michael Jackson, Paula Abdul, Janet Jackson, those are the three I watched. I watched.
So here's a question for you. Did you ever see them on the Arsenio Hall show?
I seen you, Paula Abdul, yes.
Yes, because Paul, there was long time back in those days, everyone thought Paul Abdul and Arsenio Hall had something going on because
They
every
did,
time, I don't know if they did know, but
yeah.
every time she came on the show, he was a mess. He was just like,
Frothing at the mouth.
yeah, yes, yes, yes,
Oh yeah.
agree.
Yes. She was a looker. I mean, she was pretty girl, cute and everything.
Straight up,
You know?
straight up,
Straight
don't
up, don't
tell
tell me.
me.
Oh my god.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
memory.
dun, 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 C N
Okay,
bye
now.
bye 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 bye.
Bye bye. Oh my god, the dance moves in that. Oh, I killed it. Cold hearted snake. I killed it. Like, oh my god, I
Cold hearted.
love it.
Wow.
Trust me, Janet Jackson, Rhythm Nation, Michael Jackson, every song. I mean, like, it was just, yeah. But my mom, and I watched the show Fame. My mom, Christian, West Indian mother. My mom's like, you can't watch that. You know, see the ungodly show. You know, see, you can't watch that. Look on that, them vulgar, them half naked. This, and I'm like, oh my God, for me. So I had to sneak and watch these shows, you know?
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So growing up, I knew that was my passion, but
Yeah.
I didn't know how to bring that to my mom, and us growing up in West Indian homes, even like back then, even Black people on a whole, your parents want better for you. So if you tell them that you want to be a singer, you want to be a dancer, you want to be an actor, they're like, you're crazy. You're crazy. You must say, lick your head on something, you know? So mom's like, no, you're doing computers. There's money
Yep.
in computers. Office work, those kind of things. I'm like, so I ended up going to school for marketing. And then after that, I went and worked for the bank for a long time.
Wow.
But it never left me. In church, I was leading dance teams, I was acting, I was singing, I was doing everything, my passion, still. And then even I was venturing out. Um, and then it got to a point in 2015, older now, that I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I can't do this anymore. And it started to catch up with me that I was like,
Right.
I'm not happy. I need to fulfill this passion of mine to do this like more on a full-time level. I don't want
Yep.
to put no more focus in the bank.
Right.
So, yep, I made the move in 2018 to start going into the entertainment industry. Um, doing background work, getting my feet wet. I did a couple of commercials. And then 2019 comes and somebody says, "Hey Natalie, can you do stand-up comedy for what?" I looked at them like they're crazy. I'm like, stand-up comedy? I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, yeah, I think you can do this. We have like a fundraiser. We need entertainment. And I said, okay, all right, I'll do it. Because by that time, I realized, you know what, Natalie? Just do it. You have one life to live. Don't walk in fear. You're going to regret not doing it. You waited this long to not do things, like just do it. So I said, okay, if I flop, I flop. I'm just going to go up there and just really relax. And it went well. And then at
Okay.
the same, just before that, actually, just before, like hours before that, somebody texted me and said, "Oh, Natalie, I have a show in July, like 2 months from that day." It was in that other show was May, and this
Right.
person that they text me and they're like, "Natalie, I have a show in July. Can you do stand up comedy?" And I'm like, I'll get back to you. I want to see something because I want to see how it was gonna go that day with that show before I say yes to the second one. And it went well.
Obviously.
Yeah, and then I messaged her and I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. And both shows went well, so I haven't hid from it. There were other shows I was supposed to do last year, but time wasn't on my hand. I had other things going on and I wasn't able to do it. So I said, okay, I'm gonna embrace this. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me ask a few things. I want to retro back a little bit.
Yeah.
What are your memories of living in Kitchener?
Um, Fun times. Like, I don't think living in Kitchener was any different from living anywhere else. I was still a child in Miss when I moved to Mississauga,
Yep.
and still playing outside. Um, you know what? There's one memory that I have, and I don't know, I don't know why, but it's not a positive one. So and it was my first encounter ever, and you'll hear. So I go outside to play, and I was living in townhouses at the time, and the townhouses, the area that I was walking in, the townhouses were back to back. Their backyards were facing each other, but it was like an open kind of field that you could walk through. So I was walking through, and this girl, this white girl, rode her bike towards me, and then she called me a nigger, and I was
Oh,
like, yeah, that was the first time. I was maybe 6 or 7 at
wow.
the time, and I was like, huh? So and then she kind of like pushed me or something like that. Can't remember, something physical. And I went home and I was like, oh my god, kind of kept it to myself. The second time, I don't know if it was the next day, but it happened again. So I told
Mm.
my mom, I was like, oh, went home and said, "Mommy, this girl, she hit me, blah blah blah." My mom said, "Typical West Indian. If somebody lick you, lick them back."
Mm.
So I'm like, that's all I needed, that green light.
Right.
So this day now I go walking now, confidence. And this the same girl riding her bike over, and then she called me the nigger again, and then, come to fight me. I took my fist and I gave her one punch in her face.
What?
Trust me, never mess with me again. Never mess
I
with me
wonder
again.
why. I have my new security guard.
I know.
You boxer.
Yeah, yeah. And that was in Kitchener. And I look back and I'm like, that was my first, I think my first and my last encounter with that,
Wow.
being called that. Um, and I was so young and I knew that it was not right. I already knew, and I don't know at what point I knew that what that word meant, you know? And but I was a smart child. That's
Right.
one thing that I know. I was aware of things, even looking back and telling my mom, talking to my mom about certain things. I'm like, why? I was aware of where I lived, and all those things.
Yeah.
It was good times. It was good times though.
Excellent. Excellent. So let me ask. I know your mother's been a major influence in your life. First of all, is she still alive?
She is.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
So here's some questions. First of all,
Yes.
what what have you gleaned from your mother? What have you learned, and have applied to your everyday life that your mother has shown you um, in her everyday living? What things have you taken and applied to your daily walk?
Well, one thing I know I naturally got from her is dedication and commitment. My
Right.
mom was a nurse for many years,
Same
and she
here.
had, yeah,
And you
she had,
actually, do you know this is Nurses Week?
is it?
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
I have to tell her that. She doesn't know. I know she don't know that.
Oh,
I have to tell her that. Yeah, she's a retired nurse now. And yeah, she worked as a nurse for many years. Even when she had me, she was going to school for nursing. And her dedication and her commitment to helping people, like just watching her do that, her passion for it, I got that from her, just seeing people where they're at and helping them. Um, the other thing is just her way of thinking about us, um, a sowing and reaping type of thing. I remember one story where she came home and she said she got in an accident and somebody had hit her. But when she looked at the car, it was only like a little scratch. It wasn't anything. But some people will milk other people for money, right? So the person was like, "Oh, I'll pay," and she was like, "No, it's okay. It's nothing. It's Don't worry about it." And I said, "Mommy, why didn't you take the money? The man ready to give you money. Why didn't you take it?" She goes, "No, because I don't want, if you guys are on the road, that something like that happens to you and somebody demands money from your hand, that
wow.
somebody else will give you the same grace I gave that person."
Wow.
And that blew me away. That blew me away. I never forgot that.
That's
Never.
an amazing story. That is an
That's
amazing
how she is.
story.
She
So,
always said,
what was her reaction when you made the decision to go full time into the entertainment world?
you know, you know what?
That look was priceless. If
No,
you're
you know
watching
what?
live or watching on the replay, you got it. But if you're only listening to this, I can't even describe it. You have to watch it.
You know what? I was I was hesitant to tell her anything because really I was in the church always singing Christian music, gospel music and all this stuff. And it got to a point in 2015 where I was making a transition to just sing life songs, songs about life.
Yep.
And I was going through a program that trains you, and it was in the States. So 2015, I'm telling my mom I'm going through this program, and I'm sharing with her the songs I'm gonna sing, and I'm like, oh God, what year? No, she's gonna have something to say. I'm like, Lord, have mercy. And mom's like, oh, okay, okay. So what else you doing? And I was like, is this my mom? Like what? I was blown away. And then she even came with me to New Jersey for the training weekend. And I,
Wow.
what? So I just knew, okay, now's the time, you know? Even though it's later in life, I
Yep.
said, you know what? My mom's at peace with it, I guess. I guess because she saw over the years how I never left dance, I never left singing, I never left acting. So she just knew, you know what? This girl now leave this singing, so might as well just support it because
Well,
this
you
is
know what?
her.
You got something going on because right now, live, there are people watching on Get Vocal. We have, but She Is Funny is watching. We've got Luke is watching. We've got Lady Day watching. We have people watching on Periscope. We have
Ah,
one of
thank you.
like Serena Wills is watching on Periscope, and we also have
Serena
people
Williams?
at what?
Serena Williams?
No, Serena Wills, not Williams. Come on now. Come on now. I know you just want to take over. And we also have people watching on YouTube. So all the live stream platforms that I broadcast on when I'm doing this live, people are watching on all of them right now.
Awesome.
So that doesn't happen often.
Welcome. Thank you for coming in.
Yes,
Hope you're
yes.
entertained.
So
Hope
and
you're
a big hello to Divine Rights and Serena Wills. Hope you and your son are doing outstanding. Let me get your memories of your first comedy performance.
So that was last year in May, and that was for a fundraiser for a college, Cornwall College, I believe
Oh,
it's
you
called.
know
Oh,
what? You and I know each other. I was at
did you host it?
I know I was
What did
at the event. My father is
Yeah.
one of the founding members of the Cornwall College Old Boys Association.
Are you serious?
Yes, he is one of the founding members of the Cornwall College. So I'm looking, going, all right, I know this lady from somewhere. Yes,
Oh, oh my gosh.
yes.
What?
Small world.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm telling you. My mom said he's small but he big. That's what my mom always says. He's small but he big. I'm like, okay.
Oh my, were you nervous?
You know what? Before the show, I told you I was anxious.
Yes.
So I used to run track when I was younger, and I was never nervous. I was just anxious to just do it.
What's the difference?
It's just like you just have this drive, like you just want to get in it. You don't want to wait. The waiting is like, oh my God, I just want to get in it and start, doing what I do. So it's like the waiting. I hate anticipation. I hate that waiting period. I hate it.
Right.
I hate the feeling I get. But yeah, I was like that. And then I said to myself, I think there was slight nerves because it was my first time.
Right.
I knew what I want to say, what I want to do. I knew delivery and whatever. But then I said, you know what? Just treat it like you're on Instagram and you're talking to people on Instagram. Treat it like YouTube. Just do that. And I said, okay, I'm just going to do that. And that's what I did. And I was surprised by how comfortable I was on that stage.
Okay.
I was very surprised. I shot myself. I got off and I was like, dang.
Impressive. Okay. So how did things get better first time to the second time? Because you mentioned earlier on in the conversation that someone had approached you even before you had done your first set, that they wanted you. How did you feel? How did you feel at that first time, and then how did you change, or how was the second time different than the first time?
Okay, so I felt confident. I said, you know what, maybe this is something I could do. But what I was struggling with was I didn't see myself as a comedian. I still kind of with it. I see myself as a storyteller, and I tell funny stories, but I never thought of that as a comedian, being a comedian. So I'm like, I'm not a comedian. And so doing the second show, it was on smaller scale, but it was still, comedy. I had to present, and I was still the same, anxious, little bit of nervous.
Sure.
Approached it the same way, but this time I did a little bit of interaction with the audience. So I tried something different. I just said, okay, if it happens, it happens. I didn't want to plan it, and then I just say, no, you're not gonna do it. So I just said, if it happens, it happens. But I opened myself up to do a little bit of interaction. So that was the difference between the two.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You didn't see. When did you see or start seeing yourself as a comedian? Or have you fully? No, the thing is, or maybe let me put it this way: have you fully embraced it yet?
I think today I did. To be honest with you,
today
I think today I did. Yeah, I think today I did, because I looked at the flyer again for Laugh Along for Friday's show, and I'm like, Natalie, you know what? Just embrace it. Just take it in. Just take it in, because I started to reflect. You know what? This pandemic time, I'm telling you, causing me to reflect on a lot of things.
Good.
And I have a YouTube channel on my Instagram that I have different skits that I do, sketch comedy and all that by myself. And I reflected over the years on people telling me, oh, Natalie, you're funny, your facial expressions, you're this, you're that. And I'm like, maybe I am funny. Like, maybe I am. Maybe I have some jokes. So I said, you know what? Let me just embrace this thing and just call it what it is, what everybody else is saying.
Nice. I just want to catch up on some comments. Sorry, people have been making some comments, so my apologies. So we got catching up here. Luke is saying this COVID-19 is it's like a vacation that everyone's on. That Lady Day is saying, Dr. Vibe, ask the men them why beautiful women like Natalie not have no man.
Ask again. Ask again. Thank you. Ask the
Oh,
question.
and she also says, "Love Sister Din."
Oh yes, my character on
Oh, okay,
Instagram.
okay. We got it. Okay, hold on. We're gonna get into that now. Hold on a second now, because we all know about that. But also want to say hello to people watching on YouTube. Again, if you have any questions or comments, please ask. We have the lady. She's on fire right now, as you can tell. Uh, Toya C is going LOL on the Facebook
Yeah.
on the Facebook. Okay, Sister Din.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and Talia also says Natalie is beautiful inside and out.
Oh, thank you,
All
Toya.
right, Sister Din.
Yes, sir.
Okay, talk to me.
You want Sister Din to talk to you, or you want Natalie to talk to you, sir? Hmm? I see you, Doctor Vibe. What kind of doctor you is? What kind of doctor? Hmm? Medical
I
doctor?
wanted to know the back. I didn't want it full force. We wanted what the background of Sister Din. But go ahead, give it, give it.
No, no, no. I'll tell you. I'll tell you the background of Sister
Oh
Din.
gosh.
So, Sister Din is a grandmother,
Okay.
and she's based off of actually my grandmother
Okay.
and my mom.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. My grandmother's name was Denata,
Oh,
and some people did call it Sister
Sister
Din,
Din.
Mama. Yeah, different names. Um, and yeah, it happened. It ironically the character was created. Um, May. What is the day that Meghan and Harry got married? Whatever day that was the day she was created. Because I got on, I watched it. I had an inspiration, and I got one of my church hat. Them
Oh my goodness.
on my church hat,
Oh my
and
goodness.
the phrase that I kept yelling out in my Instagram video was "Black is back in Buckingham Palace." I was like, "Black is back in Buckingham Palace. Praise the Lord.
Oh my
Praise the Lord.
gosh.
Hallelujah. Back. Black is back in Buckingham Palace." Yes. And Sister Din was born.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yes. So I do the costume, everything, and just do different skits, or I have her just come on and encourage people. Like it's different stuff that she does sporadically.
Lady Day saying hallelujah.
Yay! Glory.
I don't know, like between I've had Lady Day on, I've had Danny on. Danny was mostly very serious, but she did, and I don't know if I'm at this year. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to Friday. So give it to me easy, girl. Come on now, like I want to make it to co-host on Friday, by the way. But oh, so since your second performance, have you done other performances since then?
No,
Okay,
not at all. Not at
interesting.
all.
So okay, so you've had a very successful, in my opinion, journey doing dramatic stuff and hosting MC stuff. What do you find easier, doing the comedy or doing the other appearances, performances that you've done in your career?
I find comedy the least easiest
Why?
because it's new. I think that's why. Because it's new.
Okay.
And because I compare myself. I'm a person that compares herself to oh gosh, like Martin
Yeah.
Lawrence, Wanda Sykes, all these bigger people, I'm like, I'm not like that. I'm not like that.
Yeah.
So, Trevor Noah, all them something
Yeah.
where they just seem so witty and so quick with it. And I'm like, I don't think I'm quick with it like that. So I'm like, okay, I don't think this is gonna be so easy, but I'm not gonna shy away from it. I'm at that place in my life where I'm not shying away from it.
So a few other comments, and I forgot. I'm also broadcasting this live online throughout the world via audio, and we have a gentleman who I haven't heard from in a long time. Rough Writing is listening to this conversation live via audio. So right now you're on 5 different platforms.
Wow, live. Wow. What ones?
5.
Which ones?
So video wise, you're on This One Get Vocal. There's
Yeah.
YouTube, Facebook Live, and Periscope.
Okay.
So people are watching on all of those, and then someone is listening live through a audio streamer that I have called Mixer. So
Wow.
someone just listening, they're not watching. So you're 5 for 5
Wow. Nice. Nice. Well, welcome
right now.
everybody. Welcome to the chat.
Yes, but she is funny saying, "Don't kill this poor man with laughs. Someone cares about me." I love it.
I'll try not.
Also comment here on Serena Will says, "Sounds like the elders in Brooklyn out there at the West Indian Parade." LOL. Serena, right on it. Divine right, you on point. So your mother has seen you perform live.
Doing what?
Comedy?
Doing what? No.
Now, what do you think she would say? What do you think she would say, especially with Sister Din? Oh, I would pay to see her reaction to Sister Din.
No, I showed her videos of Sister Din because I show her like my Instagram, my YouTube videos, so she knows about Sister Din. And I said, "Mommy, that's you." I still call my mom Mommy. I still call my mom Mommy.
Yeah.
So I said, "Mommy, that's you. I'm Grandma, but that's more you."
And what is she? What was her reaction the first time she saw
looking at it like this, and then she just. and then after a while she
suck teeth, old school suck teeth, not young, not picnic suck teeth, old school suck teeth. Oh,
and cut eye, the cut eye.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I want to get serious for a moment. Why do you this comparison thing? Like you're comparing yourself to other people. Has that always been a part of you, or did it just arise in regards to doing comedy?
No, it's always been like that. And I tell you, my first love, I think, is dance. And I think that was the first thing I picked up because I remember when I was 6 watching Michael Jackson on Motown 25, and he did the moonwalk.
Yes,
for the first time.
The moonwalk.
And I was in awe of that. I remember it like it was yesterday, and it's so much decades ago. And I'm like, yo, I want to do that. I just knew at 6 I wanted to do that. I wanted to dance like that. So I always paid attention. And I didn't know Jackson 5 before that. That was my first introduction to Michael Jackson. And from that, I was watching. And growing up, as I said, I did. I led different dance groups, but I never felt that I was good enough to do it professionally or anything like that. My mom, single mother, we didn't have money. Grew up like, rough. And my mom wasn't into the dancing stuff. She wasn't into all of that. And I would love to take classes. That's why I say Michael, Paula, Janet were like my dance teachers. And but I grew up wanting to do that, but I felt like I wasn't good enough. And it wasn't until like years later, I'm talking like in my late 20s, that I was like, man, I'm looking at people that I used to teach. I used to teach them and seeing what they're doing now. And they're on certain levels, TV shows, all this stuff. And I'm like, I know their weaknesses. This could have been me, but I was consistently comparing myself and I never felt I was good enough. And that's why I was comparing myself. That's why I thought I wasn't good enough, because I was looking at this picture and thinking this is how it's supposed to look, So that was something I was always there.
Well, if there's anything I want you to remember me sharing with you during our conversation is this short thing: you're good enough.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just accept that you're good enough, right? Your mom didn't invest and still is investing you into a young, wonderful daughter that she didn't think was good enough.
Mm-hmm.
So she's good enough, and she wants you to be good enough. So just own it and wear it.
Thank you. I received that. I received it.
Thank you. But she is funny as saying a lot. I think every Caribbean child goes with these jokes. We used to act out Mrs. Chin at our church, testifying too long every Sunday.
Everybody had one of those. Praise the Lord,
Everybody.
everybody. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord. Praise the
I'm telling you, and I believe that you have a fan in Divine Right, aka Serena Will. She's
Lord.
going, yes, I remember Motown 25. And now she'll, and so I'm gonna tell Ray a Divine Right. If you need me to send you the link for the comedy show on Friday, uh DM me or put the message here in Periscope and I'll DM you via Twitter the link because the free tickets, they may already be gone, but you can still get tickets and provide a donation. But anyone who's like showing love that like Divine Right, I hope you can get a free ticket.
Mhm.
So message me and I'll send you the link. Getting back to, she also has a question. Natalie, who's your favorite comedian and who do you look up to?
My favorite comedian? Oh my gosh. Well, I haven't heard him do stand up in a while, but he makes me laugh all the time. Martin Lawrence. He
Okay.
makes me laugh all the time, like crazy. Um,
What about his style that you like?
um, he's goofy and his faces, his just he's not afraid to be goofy and he fluctuates his voice and he um his facial expressions, all of that. It's a mixture of all of that, you
Okay.
know?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I love.
Okay. Definitely also too I know that because you're a performer, that performing is a science. Are you understanding that also comedy is a science, is an
Oh
art?
yes. Oh yes. Because it's performance. It's still performance still. So there's an element of how to approach things. There's an element of timing. Um, it's the same with acting, like theater. Especially when you're doing comedy, any uh, comedic theater. There's
Yep.
timing. You have to be on time with the beat of the joke and all of that. So there's that. There's the voice. A certain tone you want to keep at, or if it's your
Mhm.
stick to be a certain maybe flat tone, whatever. Um, yeah, there's different things, and it's up to you as a comedian to find where you fit, and I'm still finding where I
Right.
fit.
Right.
Yeah.
So before you started comedy, and
Mm-hmm.
we've touched about this a little bit earlier on, but I want to get a little bit more into it. You had more, I say, more serious roles, or you were dancing. How did those previous performances help you in your launching in your journey of your in your comedy career?
um you know what, I have no idea. When I think about it,
Wow,
I
that's
it's
honest.
just,
No, that's
you know
honest.
what, I think it's you know what, I'll tell you this, and I'll just kind of really keep it short. In 2010, I was engaged in 2009, and 2010, no, 2010, I was engaged. 2011, the engagement was off, and I was devastated. It,
Sorry to hear.
yeah, thank you. And it was a rough time. And it brought me into a place where I was dependent on God to see me through it. And I remember praying things that, and this kind of deep. I remember praying things that he was bringing me on this journey of opening doors to different people. I was just opening doors, meeting things, learning things, and all this stuff. And I was like, what is all of this? And I don't know if it was a distraction to get me off of the hurt and the pain I was going through. But what
Right.
happened was I ended up starting to pray um, about getting the things that my forefathers missed out on. Whatever blessing was for them and they never tapped into, I want it. Whatever things they never did, my mom missed out on, I want it. My father missed out on, never met my father before, but I'm his
Oh
blood,
my.
right? Yeah, that's a
Yep.
story in itself. So um that I prayed, and I began to see some things just come out of me. I started doing certain different arts, different stuff, and the passion for the getting into the entertainment world started to come and burn inside of me so much I couldn't ignore it. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna die if I don't do this. And
Uh,
um and I remember it's because I prayed. I believe it was because I prayed that I wanted whatever was for me. I called it my inheritance from of blessing, of talents, of whatever they were fearful that they didn't tap into. I wanted it, you know? So I'm not surprised by this, that by, you know, these doors opening, you know, and not surprised by, I don't know how, where it came from, because that's just what the journey I've been on for the last 10 years. It's just different.
it is. I'm sure. I'm sure that you at times go, "How? What did I do to be here?"
Yeah. Yeah. How did I get here?
Nice. This upcoming event
Hmm.
on Friday, obviously, it's your first online comedy event.
Oh, yes.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good. It's going to be different because it's an online thing that normally be on the stage for, but we're gonna see. It's gonna kick back, have my drink, and just cool out and chat and kick up some jokes. That's it, man.
How did you feel when you were approached to be part of this great event?
Huh. Hesitant.
Again?
Yeah, I was hesitant. That's what I'm telling you. The comedy, it's slowly, but I said, okay, you're not gonna say no. The only way you're gonna say no is if you have something else to do. That's the only way. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do
Well,
it.
don't
I'll
worry.
do it.
You're you're going to be with family, so
Yeah.
I'm speaking. It's going to be a great event with you and for you.
Yeah.
Where do you get your material for your performances from?
Um, life, life experiences. My mom and family, my just growing up, things that I see that don't make no sense. You know, I watched the interview with Danny Redwine
Red wine.
yesterday, and she was talking about people watching. I was like, yo, this girl understands me. I'm telling you, okay? I can sit down and just people watch. Let me tell you something. You go downtown Toronto, Harborfront, and just sit there like prime time summer. Pure things to watch. Trust me.
Mm.
Pure things to watch and make fun of.
It's absolutely, and it seems that the conversation with Danny is resonating with a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I identified with a lot of things she talked about. Yeah.
That's fantastic. I was humbled to be in that space at that time, having Danny share with us and many others. How is the current quote call this paradigm? I can't even know this time we're all inside. How is that affecting you? Are you being more creative, less creative during this time?
You know, in the beginning, I had a mini panic like attack because it was in March, and when all this was happening, it's like the first time something like this is happening. I live in Toronto by myself. I've always lived with family, and
Right.
so in Toronto by myself, like for 2 years now, it's not like a comfort to be here. So I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? So I called my mom. I was like, I don't know. How am I gonna handle this? So she's like, don't worry, you're all right. God is with you. God is with you. And you know how mothers are and praying for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, okay. So in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And then afterwards, I said, you know what? When CERB came, the Canadian Emergency Fund, when Trudeau said, yo, we're giving you money, I said, give it to me. I will stay home. I said, come, give me bank account. Let me pick up the phone and call Serb and say, Serb, give me money now. Me want it, and I'm in yard. Did everybody understand that?
Oh, oh, boy.
So
Woo! Oh my goodness. You're hilarious. I mean,
yeah, man.
on the just want to shout out
Yeah.
great friend of the Dr. Vibe show on Periscope, Aisha K. Staggers. Well, Aisha, along with Jill Jones and Gina Figueroa, they come on the Dr. Vibe show once every week. Three wonderful ladies out of America, and they drop knowledge bombs about what's going on in the U.S. So it's great. It's great to see Aisha on the platform. I had to do that, or I would have dropped off this chair because I was so
You needed a break, eh?
so I needed an out. So
Yeah.
Aisha, your time was fabulous, absolutely
Yeah.
fabulous.
But
Uh,
after that, like I said, you know what, Natalie, focus on your videos. Focus on, building your YouTube platform, because I'm really focused on building my YouTube platform, and I'm getting videos out there, because I have gotten gigs through Instagram posting stuff. So, I really want to,
Congratulations.
get more stuff out there and get recognized. So, and I enjoy it. I enjoy doing the comedy videos, all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Give give our audience one or two. Uh, but she is funny is saying I am, and she puts in capital letters hollering with laughs. CRR CERB. She said she's hollering about that. That was vintage. That was vintage. And by the way, our people who are outside of Canada, if you don't know what that is, that's our government relief that they're giving out to people. It's the money, which is interesting because in Canada, the government is giving people up to $2,000 a month for about 4 or 5 months, I believe. In the United States, you get a one-time $1,200 payment. Go figure.
One time? Wow. Sorry. Oh, wow.
Right? So, but let's get back to this conversation. So, give me one or two special moments during your entertainment career. They can be comedy or non-comedy. One of those one or two moments where you said after, yes.
Okay. I hope I don't cry.
It's all right if you do.
um, so I used to have a dance team called Ricard. And it was a Christian dance team, and we danced like, oh gosh, we danced so many different places, um, and so many different platforms, not just in church. And I decided 2007 I was gonna do a dance show, and my heart was just for people to dance freely, in worship. And I pulled from different ministries, different churches, and said, "Come, let's get together, let's do a dance show." And I had a vision, opening act, and then that everybody doing dances, and I had like breakers, break dancers. I had every type of genre of dance in that show, and I wanted the audience to also dance, right? So, anyways, now the ending of it was going to be my dance team doing this. It was a piece that of what I thought heaven could be like. So
Oh, wow.
we were dancing to Israel Houghton's Alpha and Omega.
I know the track.
Yes, and beautiful song. It was hot at that time. So the song started playing, and my two ladies on the stage, they were signing. So I had them do sign language. We were all dressed in white. So there's gonna be other dancers that were coming down the aisle with crowns, and they were gonna come to the stage. Then we were gonna break. They were gonna come to the stage. We were gonna break out and dance. But what
Right.
happened was, at the beginning, when the girls started doing the sign, you were Alpha and Omega. All of a sudden, the CD started to skip. So it started to skip, and I'm like, "What's happening? The CD never skipped before." So it's skipping, and then the sound guy, played it back. It
Yep.
skipped again. He played it back. I was like, "What's happening?" And then it got as far as like maybe, I don't know, maybe not even 2 minutes in, and it
Yep.
skipped and it wouldn't play. And a friend of mine, who's a praise and worship leader, he just started singing the song. By that time, people had already started to get into, I guess, a worshipful mode because of this. The song was hot. He started singing the song, He
Oh
starts
wow.
singing it. Everybody starts singing it. There was 200 people there in the audience. He starts singing it, and my team, I just said, keep going. I don't know. Let's just keep going. So my team just kept going with the flow, and I just went on stage and I just continued to dance like music was playing, but the audience was singing. And it was just a time of like, what is this? It was just a phenomenal thing. The CD jumped in right at the part where we were at in the dance. I don't know how it did that. It just jumped in the middle of the song, and then at the end of it, I remember a coworker of mine was there at the show supporting me, and she was in tears, and she didn't go to church or anything like that. She was in tears and gave me flowers. She goes, Natalie, don't worry about the CD. That was supposed to happen. And then somebody else said, you know, that was God. That was God. You know, and I was like, that it gave me goosebumps because I wanted people to have an experience. I wanted people, and it was just like, whoa. And I know there may be people that don't believe in God or anything like that, you know, but that was my experience. That was what I, it was a powerful moment that I can't even explain. And it was 4 years later, somebody saw me somewhere and they said, hold on, you lead the dance team, that dance team? I said, yeah, Rakati. He's like, oh my gosh, I was at that show. Yo, man, the ending, I can't even explain that, yo, in Toronto talk. And he's like, what? That was, man. And I felt blessed. I felt blessed. That was a time that I can't even describe. And then the second time is more superficial. I was
You have to come. You think most people do the superficial, then that, but no, she's going
no,
reverse. All right, you go, Natalie. You
I didn't
go.
think about it till now. So last year, was it last year? No, it was 2018. I have a crush on the actor Christian Keys. He's
Oh,
beautiful. He has a big cross on his chest, huge cross on his chest. And he was here. I was doing background work. So I was acting, I was performing, and he was on the show The Boys, and they were they were on set in Hamilton. And a friend of mine actually met him a year prior. So, and I didn't know Christian was gonna be there. My friend, I see my friend talking to him, and I was like, he's here. So I text my friend same time. I said, oh my god, oh my god. So then he's like, yeah, come over, meet him. I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this. And he's like, no, come over, don't worry. Yeah, so I got to take a picture with him. I know it may not be a performance
no,
experience,
it's
but
okay.
that's my performance experience.
What was the first word? What was the first thing you said to him?
Hi.
At least you got that out.
I said
So,
hi. I congratulated him on the getting the part on the show because he had talked about it on Instagram.
yeah.
And I said, all right. And I asked him about his character, and that was it. That's all I could
Oh,
muster. Like
you didn't ask if he was single.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Maybe that's why I'm still single. Hey, maybe that's I didn't go for it. You know, I didn't go for Christian Keys. Yeah.
Well, as we're starting to wind down, a few things. Oh my goodness. Aisha Staggers is going, Canada loves its citizens because she can't stand what the US is doing right now. She
Uh,
loved your story about the dance. Divine Right saying that story about the dance show gave me chills in a good way. I could visualize everyone singing.
yeah, it was beautiful. Trust me.
Wonderful. Uh, and Miss Danny Redwine is in the digital building on Get Vocal. Hello, Miss
Hey,
Danny.
hey,
Um,
hey, hey.
yeah, man. And even Luke saying, Danny's here. All right. Then Danny's like superstar. I'm telling
Trust.
you. She goes, I missed. She says, Dear, I miss it. Hey, y'all. Don't worry. That's what we do replays. Well, we're winding it down. And a few last things I'd like you to share with the audience. One thing is, what are you looking forward to for Friday evening? What are you, other than being anxious, what are you excited about?
What am I excited about? I'm excited just to do it. I am excited, you know, to do the show. I'm excited to for what people will receive because I know they I mean, I don't know if it's a cliche, but laughter is good medicine. You know, it really is, especially in this time. A lot of people are fearful. They need to take their mind off of certain things. So I'm just looking to kick back and just, catch some jokes and give some jokes same time and have people feeling good about themselves.
Uh, Two last things. What would you be doing if you weren't entertaining right now? Where do you think you'd be?
At the bank.
Oh my goodness.
Still at
Okay.
the bank.
And then finally, what would you be without God in your life?
Dead.
Wow.
I would be dead. I would not
Okay.
be here.
Wow.
Straight. Yeah.
Praise to that.
I'm telling
Wa-
you.
Wow. Fantastic. Well, I don't think we need to do anything more after that. I think we are just that's it. Don't get good, get done. Exit
I'm
stage left,
telling
be good.
you.
Ms. Natalie, it has been a pleasure sharing, laughing, and enjoying you over the last few minutes. If people want to get in touch with you or find out more about what you're doing, where do they go?
You can go to Instagram at one, that's the number one, Natalie Camille, and also YouTube, Natalie Camille. There's a couple of them. You'll find me.
And
You'll find.
you will find her along with other wonderful black queens, the black queens of comedy, on Friday evening starting at 8 p.m. If
Yeah.
you want to find out more information, oh, look at this, Divine Right. Please send the link for the show below. I've DM'd you the link already via Twitter, Divine Right. So it's in your Twitter timeline DM. I've sent it. Like I said, the address is just go to Everbright, put an laugh along. It's a laugh along weekend comedy show, but just put laugh along. You'll get there. Again, there may be a few free tickets left. If there are, get them. I'm speaking it. I have a theme by midnight, them gone. But we'd like
Yes.
to see them gone before we finish this, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
It's gonna be
Now,
good show.
oh yeah, and I'm blessed to be a co-host with, but she is funny. If you don't get the free tickets, you can still get a ticket. Just put a small donation. We'd really appreciate, because you can see this is just one part of the massive laughter you're going to be getting that evening, and we all need laughter,
Mhm.
especially at this time. So we want to see everyone show up in a
Yep.
big way. So I'm going to say I'm Dr. Vibe, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show, 2018 award winner in the innovation category, given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I'm also the host and co-producer of monthly online conversations for fathers that are sponsored by Dad Central, Canada's national father organization, and Dove Men Care. I'd like to thank a whole pile of people here tonight. Lady Day, that's been here since the beginning. Luke, thank you. Danny, thank you for stepping in right at the end.
You.
But she is funny, who is the mastermind behind the madness that's going to happen on Friday night. We also had Divine Right and also Aisha K. Staggers on the Periscope platform. Let me just take a look on. We have people watching too on Facebook Live. I know that at least Toya, sorry, Toya C was watching. I get that correct, and some others. YouTube, we had some people on YouTube. If I didn't mention you, it's because of my head, not my heart. But I'd like
Oh,
to say thank you for watching live or on the replay. The replay will be up on my website. Oh, Danny's saying I have to watch this. Can't wait till Friday. Natalie, adorable face.
oh,
XOXO.
you.
Lucas saying that was fun. Beautiful. I always end off my conversations like this: live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions and then aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider.
Amen.
God bless. Peace be well. Keep the faith. And please show up on Friday night. It's going to be massive. Where we
That
come from, going to be massive madness
yes, you
in a
man.
good way.
You.
And we want to see Sister did it on Friday night.
Yes,
So, folks.
you want to see Sister Din?
Yeah.
You sure? You sure you want Sister Din to come on the show? Laugh along, laugh along. You want me laugh along? Why you want me laugh along? Eh?
Folks, I got to get out of here because I'm going to fall off my chair and I don't want to do that live. So, God bless everybody. Walk good, stay safe, and lead with love. Good night,
Blessings.
everyone. Bye bye.